Friends, we were discussing about a topic logistic inbound and outbound. So, from the topic title, you have understood that the logistic are of two types. First is inbound logistic, and the other one is outbound logistic. In earlier session, we have discussed about the transportation, which is a important facet of logistic, and in this session we are going to take warehousing and information as the important facets of logistic as a key to supply chain management. We will also explain about inbound and outbound logistic and how the logistic is from supplier to manufacturer and manufacturer to end consumer. You will appreciate that the objective of logistic is to provide the right product at right time, at right place, at optimum cost. So, as a important facet of logistic chain, warehouse or warehousing is an important part of the logistic chain. The warehousing is used to store the material in anticipation for the future use. This happens to be an important facet of logistic chain and works side by side with transportation. It is that segment of logistic function that deals with storage and handling of inventories starting from supplier receipt to the consumption point. The management of warehousing includes the maintenance of accurate and timely information relating to inventory status, location, and disbursement. Factors influencing the warehousing decisions are just like type of distribution system, lead time and uncertainty in manufacturing transport, quantity and potential for obsolescence, competitiveness and economic condition. Warehousing perform a variety of roles. For example, material handling. It involves receiving the material, whether it is a raw material, whether it is a semi-finished or finished, storing it and shipping the material. Second important role is the role for storage. This maximizes the customer services by improving the product and location positioning. Then third one is information transferring or transfer of information. This ensures timely and accurate information on inventory status, space utilization, equipment, manpower availability, and the transport capacity. Under warehousing, we normally develop an effective warehousing strategy by addressing the following areas. The most important area is the documentation of existing warehouses operation. Whatever is going on, we have to document. Then documentation of storage facility and put forth the requirement over the planning horizon. That means first we have documented the existing operation, then we have also documented the storage facilities, then what are the other requirement, means if there may be the requirement of manpower, there may be requirement of your material handling equipment. All these things we will put forth. We will identify the shortfalls within the warehouse that are available, including the deficiencies. We have to make alternate warehouse plan to meet the contingencies strategy. Then we have to make the selection for the best alternative. We have to update the warehouse strategic plan. Within that, as a backup to our study, let us also see the design and management of supply chain, since logistics happens to be the key of supply chain management. Now, if we see the definition of logistics, a simple definition of logistics would be an integrated, synchronized, and a closely knitted chain which links all the supply and delivery interacting organizations in order to maintain a high quality products in the most effective manner. Please remember the three important points: integrated, synchronized, and closely knitted chain. Managers at all levels should understand significance of logistics, since this is related closely to supply management. If we talk about the relationship between supply chain management and logistics, it can also be defined as integrated system that helps in managing the flow of distribution channel from supplier to manufacturer to the end customer. It is a strategic coordination of all the related business functions within a particular firm and across business within the supply chain in order to improve the performance of individual company and of the supply chain. That means with the improvement in the logistic, or if we have the proper logistic management, the performance of individual company also improves. The performance of supply chain also improves. It is associated with all activities encompassing the upward and downward movement of the goods and materials from the nascent stage to the production stage to the customer. So we are taking care of inbound logistics as well as outbound logistics. Supply chain management integrate all these activities under one control for better management and for attaining the substantial and sustainable advantage. It can be better achieved through better coordination and relationship. It is concentrated effort of all in the channel to develop, design, manage and implement value-added activities or services towards the ultimate customer satisfaction. That means in case of supply chain management, the basic objective is to integrate so that we can attain the customer satisfaction. We have to integrate man, technology, information, finances and materials under one roof, which is the ultimate aim of any supply chain or supply chain management. All these definitions which we have discussed placed above are to guide you to understand the relationship between logistic and supply chain and their context. The common factor to all this is one has to go beyond the realms of traditional functioning to include and integrate the external entities, customers and suppliers. There is one traditional functioning of supply chain and another one is the latest functioning of the supply chain. The latest functioning of supply chain is integrated with information technology. Now we are taking one example of a company, that is Chocolateway. A firm, Chocolateway, manufactures a particular brand of chocolate, a popular one with all age groups. Now, in order to make the product responsive and hold fast in the competitive market, the firm maintains a close link with suppliers who provide the milk. The firm's money, the best cocoa powder for the flavor, and efficient product manager with equally trained staff who will design and manufacture what the market requires, an effective market system, and above all, the vendor who will carry it and to distribute it to the consumers. This is firm supply chain, and managing this is to maintain a high quality at all times is called the supply chain management of the company. The supply chain management is a linkage so designed that one can not function without the other, and all have to function in close unison, and you as an entrepreneur has to ensure it. It involves a well-conceived strategic planning and a long-term tactical orientation, and there is a word of difference between practicing and preaching. The whole case we will discuss with the help of a flow diagram so that you can understand, and as a matter of fact, if you understand, it will be very easy to visualize the supply chain of the Chocolateway. This is a layout of a ideal processing unit, you explaining the whole supply chain of the chocolate, and at the bottom there are consumer, while at the top there are processing units. In between, some intermediaries were there, just like dealers and the distributors. If we talk about the supply chain and logistics, there are internal functions and external suppliers constituting the company supply system that are involved in the identification and fulfillment of requirement for equipment, material, and key services in a optimized manner. Supply chain management is the foundation to successful supply chain management, or in other words we say, if you are managing the supply, that is the core of supply chain management. It can create a tremendous impact on any company's bottom line more than any other business function. In case the supply management is not properly being addressed, there is bound to be problems in the supply chain. Integration of all these services and managing them under one head is therefore key to an effective supply chain system. If we talk about the phases of supply chain management with due consideration to the logistic, the first one is requirement generation, second is sourcing, third is pricing, and fourth one is post-award activities. These phases are all interrelated and interdependent and cannot function in isolation. The generation of requirement phase is the most important of all phases, since almost 85% of the cost of the material, services, and equipment is designed during this phase. However, the irony is that supply management is not a contributor to this phase in particular. but assumes a greater role for next three phases, just like sourcing, pricing, and post-award activities. Now let us see how the four phases of supply management and how best can this be obtained by interfacing each one of them with the other. If we discuss all the four phases of supply management, we will first concentrate on the generation of requirement. An entrepreneur must know his/her requirement and ways to get them fulfilled. It is a question that is continuously lingering in the minds of the manager involved with supply management. It is a critical activity that terminates in identifying the right and the best material along with the development of specification and statements of work that describe these requirements. The exodus of materials, services, and equipment are designed in during this particular phase to the tune of almost 85%. Therefore, in order to ensure appropriate consideration to the services, raw materials, and cost, supply management should involve right from the word go during the generation of requirement phase. Second important phase is sourcing. First, we have discussed generation of requirement. Second is sourcing. When one decides to go shopping, just try and visualize what all plays in one's mind. Say what you have to purchase. For example, if you want to buy a music system, then the mental appreciation quickly says whatever comes in the mind that we have given in the following slide. The first one which will come in our mind is the budget. That is how much money we are going to spend on that particular system. Then second is brand. That will automatically come in our mind that what are the brands which are available in the market with the budget which we have, and what are the brand which is best. Third is availability. It is quite possible that within your budget, within your choice of brand, that music system may or may not be available. Fourth one is services. If it is available, how are its after sale service in case of there is a requirement of repair. Then we will make a final selection. By considering all the factors, we will go for the best that will suit in all the conditions. That is exactly the appreciation one got to do before sourcing. Identifying and selecting the best supplier available in the market, whose cost, material, dependability, quality and services suit the manufacturer requirement are the initial step of sourcing. Sourcing is development of a supply alliance and it's an activity by itself. Friends, we are discussing logistic, inbound and outbound logistic, and under the heading of logistic, we are discussing the 4 phases of supply management. We have discussed about generation of requirement, then sourcing, and now we are coming the third phase, that is pricing. It is a two-way traffic aimed both at the supplier and the manufacturer. It is done in such a way that it benefits the supplier for its effort and also result in lower cost for the firm who buy the supplies. Keeping in mind the inflationary trend, pricing forms part of our ongoing process in supply management with inbuilt negotiation to arrive at the best deal possible. If supplies are costly, the price of commodity also rises. Therefore, in order to strike a balance, the job of supply management is to continuously monitor this aspect so as to keep the prices from rising. For example, when the prices of diesel go up, the transportation cost increases, leading to increase in the price of supply and even the increase in the price of goods. Foresight and planning on the part of manufacturer play a leading role in assessing and reacting to such eventualities in a big way. Fourth phase is post-award activities. This is another important phase which ensures that the firm receives timely what it demands. It also ensures that the prices are in check and that quality is to be maintained. It also includes supplier development, criticalities management, technical assistance, and management of complete contract. All the phases are interrelated and managed under one head of supply chain management system that we will explain with the help of the one figure which I am going to show you. This will give you the complete picture of all the four phases of supply management, that is the requirement generation, sourcing, pricing, and the post-award activities. If you just look at it, you will find at the top there is a requirement generation, then your sourcing, then at the bottom you have a pricing and the post-award activities. Let us see, just to help you, I have asked one important question, and for your benefit you just think of it, that what is supply chain and what is meant by effective supply chain management. You just think of yourself, and it is my advice, you should take one example. You may take the example of your mobile, you may take your example of your laptop. You just take, and then with that context you imagine what is supply chain and what do you mean by effective supply chain. That means with this effective supply chain, what benefits you are going to get. Then another important question which we have just discussed, what are the phases need to manage under one head of supply chain management, that how you will manage logistics. So what are the different phases which are required under one head. Now if we talk about inbound and outbound logistics, let us take a closer look at the logistics both inbound and outbound. Let me tell you, this is the most intricate part of the system. If your goods do not reach in time and they are of inferior quality, you as an entrepreneur will earn a bad name. So why to give a consumer a chance? As an entrepreneur, you should plan, in a way that you should ensure both quality and quantity in a reasonable time frame. You will remember, or you should remember, the strike at various manufacturing company. We are taking a case of tractor strike for 7 days, and in 2004, and it was the worst example of failure of our logistic system. It was bad for the economy of the country, and it is also the worst for the manufacturer who could not deliver the goods on time. A strike or band, so we called it in India, is a happy situation for the fleet owners, but it is a bad time for drivers, for mill owners, and for small timers or laborers, suppliers, and manufacturers, and the consumer. That is the reason contingency planning plays a predominant role in shaping our supply chain management. The first important link in supply chain management is from supplier to manufacturer. This is the most complicated, but it is an important phase in any production, that is the movement of raw material from supply point by a supplier to the processing point at the manufacturing unit. Identification of right type of supplier is therefore the key to the effective supply chain management system. We will ask certain questions. Can you envisage the various agencies and the steps that are involved in the total system? Let us see one by one. What is the raw material that has to be moved? What is the cheapest and the best available with the supplier? Where it is available? What are the credentials of the supplier? What is the mode of transport being utilized for the movement? Is it a cost effective? What are the time factors involved in the movement? Does the weather and the climate play a predominant role in moving the raw material? What are the variance conditions in areas from where it has to be moved? What is the distance involved? Is it of acceptable quality? All these have to be addressed before one plan for the movement of these raw material that too in great detail. That is, what is an effective supply chain system or supply chain management system to be followed by every firm. Now again, we are explaining you with the help of one illustration. That illustration we will take in the next session. Till now we have understood the different phases of supply management, and what do you understand by inbound logistic and what do you mean by outbound logistic. We also understood and knew the economics of logistic activities, which is possible to review a number of production options that may include individual production, that is manufacturing of all components, assembly, or an ideal combo approach. The key players of logistic activities that in transportation and warehousing has been amply discussed and will enable you to understand the nuance of selecting the right transport mode for the right product and equipment within the overall gamut of cost effectiveness. In coming session, we are going to illustrate about the inbound and outbound logistic, the importance of outbound logistic and inbound logistic, and how the logistic management is important for the sustainability of an manufacturing company. Thank you.